So we just concluded the CME in Visakhapatnam. We had a seminars educating our brethren, that local doctors, from both local doctors as well as US doctors, had speakers, so that we learn from them and they learn from us, so that we develop more schemes, more protocols, so that we learn from each other. Now, India is a diabetic capital, especially South India is a diabetic capital. Every third person in India has diabetes, whether we like it or not, and the same thing goes to the Indians anywhere else. So also diabetes and hypertension, Dr. Roberto said, are risk factors and the silent killers. I'm a cardiologist. I see a lot of heart disease in Asians, South Asians especially. Just give you one example. South Asia contributes to 24% of the population of the world, but we contribute to 60% of the heart disease in the world. I'm talking about South Asians anywhere. So if you're only 24% of the world population, but our heart disease is 60%, that's 2 to 3 times more, and 3 to 4 times more heart disease in South Asians. So we need to educate people what the risk factors are, what we can do about it, so that we can prevent these sudden deaths and we can prevent the heart disease burden on the population, and then which leads to congestive heart failure. So I think in India, when I was growing up, we were always being reactive. So when you get the disease, when you get the fever, then you go to the doctor, because we didn't have that many doctors at the time. But I think we need to change that philosophy to be preventative. Instead of being reactive, we need to be proactive. Get the regular physicals done every year, so that we can see what the diabetes is happening or not, how the hypertension is. Because hypertension, diabetes, you may not know what's going on, but 10 years down the road, your kidneys may be shutting down, you may get a stroke, may get a heart disease. So I think we need to go into the preventative mode, so that India is growing, changing a lot. I think you talked about the policies. I think what I know from India when I left in 1993 to now, it has a tremendous progress. So whatever happens in West, it comes to India pretty soon, but it may not be reaching all the parts of the rural India. I think that's what we were learning from API point of view, going through the Adopt a Village kind of a program, so that we can screen the people for hypertension, diabetes, so that we can educate them, and then we change the risk factor modifications, and then if there is a problem, refer them to the doctor, so that we can take care of them to prevent the complications in the future.